YouTube, what's up? Happy Sunday. This is my third attempt at this video for reasons I'm not going to name, but I'm going to get it down this time. So lately, I've been showing a lot of import diecast. I haven't really been all that active. I've done one video this week. This would be number 2. I've been really sick and I've been working a lot, but the videos I have been doing have been a lot of Tomoka Limited Vintage, Kyosho, Konami, and I just kind of wanted to get back to my roots of, where I started in the hobby, which is with Greenlight. So here is a Black Bandit Crown Vic. Pretty awesome car. Here is a Las Vegas Police Crown Vic. Not sure if this is a licensed deco or not. It's from the movie The Hangover. Hollywood series, what was it, 7 or 8? Somewhere in there. Pretty cool car though. I like it. Another Black Bandit. This one probably, I think, more rare than the Crown Vic. Maybe not though. But this was back in the day when they published the production run on the front of the packaging. And I think, if I remember correctly, this one was like $2,250. But this car always looks sick when it's murdered out. Black on black on black. With the Dodge Charger, you just can't go wrong. It looks killer. GL059er. Now, notice the size of these wheels. Same casting. Colorado State Patrol. One of my favorite hot pursuit cars. Also casting GL059er. Colorado State Highway Patrol. Same casting, very different look. And as you can see, the paint has a lot to do with it, but it's the wheels that really differentiate the look. Personally, I like this look over here better. This, it sets up too high. It should be lower to the ground. If it were, then, I might like it more. But here's the thing. Greenlight doesn't give two squats about the stance of their castings. They don't care. And that's why they have some really bad stances on some of their cars. This is not one of them, though. This is actually, in my opinion, one of their better stances. Really cool car here. This is the club car. Greenlight under the hood. Limited production. But they're all limited production. This one's no more limited than the next. Pretty cool little deco. I'm contemplating whether or not to make a run at this casting. If I do, I certainly won't do it with the chase cars. I actually don't currently have any green machines, nor do I have a desire. Because really what I'm looking to collect is scale model replicas. And green machine castings don't fit that criteria. So anyways, this is a fictional livery. But this one is not. This is based on an actual livery. This is a car that every brand has done some interpretation of this. Except for Matchbox. Hot Wheels did. M2, Tomica Limited Vintage, Dido, and who knows who else. But the Greenlight Deco, I think, is probably the best outside of the TLV. Only problem with this one is that it's a 2-door and the car was a 4-door. But another cool thing about this car is that it is a Bishop exclusive, so it is not commercially available in the United States. It's not a car that you're going to find at Hobby Lobby. I think they only ran off 2,400 of these. They also did a yellow Pennzoil and a greenish color Caltex. And these cars from Bishop exclusive, they did come with the driver. So, pretty awesome little cars. Glad I was able to score those. They're the only Bishop exclusives that I have outside of that TRD Land Cruiser. Okay, so we've looked at 2, 4, 5. So we've looked at 5, so we have another 3, 6, 8 more cars. I'm trying to go through these here pretty quick. This is a, doesn't even have the year. It's a classic Beetle. I wish they had done this with the split window tooling. I like that tooling better because it has lensed headlights and tail lights, and it has an opening bonnet and an opening trunk. But they did it on this one, which is, you know, it still looks good. It's a cool little cool looking little race car here. I am a little bit burnt out on the Golf Deco. I won't lie about that. So I do wish that some of these brands would lighten up. Hot Wheels has a whole car culture release coming out that's going to be all Golf. It's like, I'm just like, it's overkill. It's way overkill at this point. Here is my favorite release of this casting, at least in the 2-wheel drive variety. And possibly of all of them. It's a really nice release. What makes this so much nicer, in my opinion, than all the other 2-wheel drive releases is the size of the wheels and tires. It's a larger wheel and tire than, like, say, the Anniversary truck or the Hitch and Tow. They've put out a bunch of these. But not many of them have the bigger wheels and tires like this. But it gives it a much more proper stance, in my opinion. And you don't compromise any of the articulation. So it's a really cool truck. And you know, the best thing about this truck is the deco. Because you've got a weathered finish. You know, it's a truck that looks like it's been out in the sun for decades. The sun has just cooked away the clear coat. Got some surface rust that is starting. Even down on the wheels. Come on, focus. Even the tires look a little bit weathered. So, just a really cool truck. I just really like the deco on the truck. I think they did a good job. A little license plate there. Not sure what state that is. Minnesota, maybe? I don't know. This is Supernatural, right? I never did watch that show, so couldn't tell you, but Mississippi? It is a cool truck though, but as much as I like this truck, it's still not as nice as the M2. I hate that I have to say that, but M2 did a better job. This is about to hit with a long bed, so I'll have to pick one of those up. Okay, everybody knows this car, one of the most iconic cars in pop culture history. Also, one of the most iconic cars in diecast history. This is the Bandit Trans Am. I think it's from Smokey and the Bandit 2. The release of this is the Hollywood 10-pack. As far as I know, that's the only place where you can get this Trans Am with the dusty finish on it. There might have been one other release that had that, but most of them don't. And I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of the dusty car. It just looks so much better. So that's pretty cool. I don't think they made a whole ton of these either, although it's numbered to 2504. Okay, a newer Greenlight release here. The Ford LTD Country Squire. So when I got these, I talked about Greenlight. They have an entire series called Estate Wagons, but they only have 3 wagon toolings. Well, they've announced a new station wagon tooling, and it's going to be the Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. So I look forward to getting that. Hopefully they step up their game a little bit, because the Auto World wagons are just so nice that you have to at least come close. And I think these do. They're not as nice, but they're close enough. But what I really want to see is the Caprice. Here's an underrated casting right here from Blue Collar. If you want a nice example of this pickup truck, grab this release. It's a very, very nice finish, especially if you like the weathered, roached out kind of look. So it's basically a Chevy version of what we looked at with the F100, although I would say this one has a fair amount more of weathering on it. Plus you get the utility rack with the ladder, which, by the way, this is interchangeable. This is a universal setup, and it will work on any Greenlight pickup truck. And the ladder comes out. Really cool piece there. Wow, 2 more. I don't show this one much, but when I do, it seems to be pretty popular. I should get the year. I think it's a 78. I can't even read it, but I think it is a 78 from the anniversary series. I love the deco on this. It is a factory deco. So the black on silver with the red pinstripe. I think they could have done this a little better. Doesn't really look all that clean on this side. Let's see if the passenger side looks any better. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the passenger side looks a little better, but that is just not as clean as I wish it were. But overall, I think it's a really cool looking car. I think this is an early casting too. What is the GL01? I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, this is one of the first castings that Greenlight had. The painted detail on this is sick. The stance from this angle is sick. I think the front end should be a little bit lower, but that is pretty bitchin' right there. All right, well, that leaves it down to one. 2017 Dodge Ram Power Wagon. This has become a pretty desirable casting. Starting to pull some serious scratch on the secondary market. It was a hobby exclusive release. They have released this truck with this configuration before, but not with the Power Wagon deco. Since this truck, it has been released a couple times. There's an alternate color to this, which has some weird, goofy graphics on it. I'm not a big fan of that. I like this solid color here. Plus, this is a factory color. They also did this in the Black Bandit, which I also have. That one looks great. Another version of this truck that looks really good is the blue one from All Terrain. Now that one's not a Power Wagon either. It's just I think it's just a Dodge Ram 2500 or something like that, but it looks just as good. It just doesn't have the Power Wagon. I think that one might have a chrome front end too. But yeah, I really like this truck. And it's pretty tough to find, considering how many they made. It's relatively hard to find. I'm noticing that with a lot of Greenlight stuff lately. Stuff that's like only a couple years old and it's already starting to get hard to find. I do like the Greenlight half-ton pickups. In my opinion, they are easily the best late model pickups in 1:64 scale. So, yeah, well, 20-minute video. Some Greenlight stuff, most of which I haven't shown in quite a while. So, I just wanted to get back. Greenlight is really what I've enjoyed most as a collector, although I have to tell you, the import stuff really is fun to collect. Just because of the detail and the quality. But I do love Greenlight, and I'm happy to collect Greenlight. I wish I could find it. The only place in my area that sells it is Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby does not do enough volume to keep up with all the new releases. So it's almost going to require everybody to go online to supplement. Maybe Walmart will pick them up. I know Walmart in Canada sells Greenlight. I think Walmart in parts of the Midwest sells Greenlight. But hopefully, well, I would love to see Kroger's pick them up. Target had them for about a year. I thought they did a pretty awful job with the Greenlight. I didn't like how that went. They'd get a couple cases and they'd sell within a week, and then it would be 2 months before they got more. So I wasn't a big fan of Target. But I like what Hobby Lobby does because they get their trucks once a week, and their stock fills from their distribution center. So they don't get sealed cases. They got a guy at the distribution center that's saying, okay, this store needs 3 cars. And he'll count out 3 cars, put them in a box, and on they go. I like that model because, you know, as long as the guy at the distribution center doesn't pull the chase cars out, it pretty much gives everybody a fair shot. As long as you get there in time. So, all right, well, I'm going to wrap it up at that. You guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for the support. Sorry I haven't been active. I've just got to get over this crud. I really have not felt good. And last couple days, I feel like I've gotten worse rather than better. Usually after a week, you start feeling better. For me, I feel like I went from one cold to another, except now I have an ear infection on top of it, so that kind of sucks. I haven't had an ear infection since I was a kid. But anyways, there you go. Happy hunting. Greenlight. Go get them. You can put them right next to your Tomica Limited Vintage cars. We'll talk to y'all later.